Hey guys, Marsh from the Jump here, back with another video. Today we're on Rocket League Sideswipe. Today I'm going to be going over why this game probably isn't worth it for you. Now I've got about 5 hours playtime on this game already, and I've come across a lot of issues. And I do enjoy the game, but there's too many issues, and to be honest, I'll probably stop playing it very soon, if not now. So overall, the game is great. The gameplay, I really love it. And it's a shame that there's these issues. And it's not just issues that can be fixed with a patch or a few updates or whatever. These are things that are going to be in it forever and you're not going to be able to change. You might be able to have it not happen as often, but still it'll be very prominent and just always be there. So I'll go over some things and I'll go over the good things as well. So if you are considering getting it and you're not quite sure, I'll go over why you should get it and why you shouldn't get it. So to start on a positive note, let's go over why you should get it. This game's really good. It's not that similar to many other games. I'd say if you've played the game Headball, it's kind of similar to that, and also any other 2D Rocket League sort of game, it's similar to them. But it's Rocket League themed. You can link it to your Rocket League account, and it has certain benefits like XP benefits, I believe. So I don't know, if you just want to get some XP on Rocket League, but you can't take your PlayStation or PC outside, take your phone, play this, get some XP or whatever. I'm not quite sure how it works, and then boost your main account on actual Rocket League. Although if you're using Switch, you could just take your Switch. Benefits of this game are it's completely free to play, like currently at least. This is a battle pass and everything on it is free. There's no paid for tiers, and you get some killer stuff. You get like cars, you get loot boxes, you get accessories, you get boosts, currency, decals. You get also even goal explosions as well, which if you know Rocket League, you do not get goal explosions as easy as this. And yeah, it's all high tier stuff and iconic stuff from actual Rocket League. Like the Toon Sketch is iconic. The Scarab's quite funny. And also, you've noticed this currency, right? There's no microtransactions, so all currency you get is from playing or from the pass or completing challenges, and that means everything in the store is also completely free to play. So say you wanted the Black Party Time Explosion, that's a free to play item. Everything in it's free to play. I'm a really big fan of this, and I like that a lot. Also, you get your things like your profile pictures, your banners, your titles, and you also get these little emotes which you can use in-game, which are kind of neat. It's instead of like the quick chat. However, as we all know, because it's Rocket League, most people are very toxic. The gameplay itself is very good. I will do a couple bot matches whilst I'm talking. Sure. I'm not the greatest, that is true, but I am pretty good. At least against my friends, I'm good. And I don't know, you'll see some good things about the game. You'll see that it's quite fun, but then I will discuss the bad things with the game. There you go. So, problem one with the game is just the community in general. The community is the same as Rocket League. If you hate how toxic Rocket League is, don't expect anything better. That was a mess. Yeah, everyone loves spamming emotes. What am I doing? And they're always toxic. It's not like... It's very rare that it's genuine. The only time it's really genuine is if like your teammate says sorry if they did something wrong. Otherwise, it's just a bot or an actual player saying what a save when you accidentally messed up. And yeah, it's just irritating, honestly. Now, another thing I'll go over is you do go against bots online. If you're in a low rank, say bronze, before you're in silver or gold or anything like that, you will come across bots, similar to these bot matches ones. Sometimes they might have a generic name, or sometimes they'll just have the name of the car they are. And they're alright, but they're not very good. They're pretty easy to beat, and it's to give new players a false sensation, like a false idea that they're good when they're not necessarily that good. And to be honest, I know COD Mobile and other games have done it. I'm not really against it. It gives them a chance, and it allows people to have fun if they're not necessarily the best. However, here's my problem. Because of certain issues which I will mention later, it keeps people playing because they think they're doing things, but as you get later on in the game, you notice that even though you are good or whatever, it doesn't matter. So this brings us on to another point. The balancing. Beyond bots, I'm on about balancing with other players, is controls. You can connect your controller and play, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier. It means that instead of gradually moving into like a flip or something, or just turning your car around to get a better proportion on how the ball goes, it just makes it really easy to just quickly flick into a trick or whatever, or a flip reset, which you wouldn't be able to do on touchscreen. And I'm fine with that, I don't mind that, but the problem is, it doesn't separate the obvious advantage of being able to just quickly flick your vehicle the right way against touchscreen players. So, as soon as you're into like silver or gold, pretty much everyone you're going against will be using a controller, and it's almost impossible to outclass them. If your skills are the same, they're just going to beat you just because of how quickly they can get into these maneuvers and things, and it's just a straight out unfair advantage over you. And then because of that, you're not going to win anything and you're going to drop significantly. So because of this, if you're not using a controller, you're probably not going to get very high in terms of leagues. Like, it's doable, you can beat controller people, it's not like a flat out you lose, but it just makes it so much harder for no reason that it's just not fun playing against controller players. Oh. And yeah, I think I don't get why it's a thing, if I'm being honest, because loads of games, again, like Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG Mobile, I guess that these are shooters, so it is a bit different, but they understand that either being on PC or on a controller is significantly better than being on touchscreen. And so what they do to combat this is they have it so you can only go against other controller or PC players if you are using a controller or you're on PC. And I honestly don't see why this game hasn't done it, because it's already making the game bad and it's ruining it for a lot of good players. Because it doesn't matter if they're good. If they don't have a controller, they're going to be losing a lot of matches. Another thing that is so much better about a controller than touchscreen is there are hidden buttons on the screen. So as you can see I've got my emote button, you can see I've got my boost and my jump, and now I've got my joystick. But there are actually other buttons on screen, and nowhere in the tutorials or anything are these buttons mentioned, and they're really inconsistent. Because you may be pressing them and nothing happens. And this is a real big issue, because sometimes you'll be pressing them because you know where they are now and nothing happens. Other times you may be trying to press a button, but because the invisible secret buttons aren't visible, you're pressing it and it ruins what you're trying to do. Whereas if you're on controller, you can simply press a dedicated button and you are getting that technique, and there's no chance of it just not happening or anything like that. And so yeah, it basically makes it so playing on touchscreen is really inconsistent. So what I'll do now is show you, because you might be going to jump and for some reason your car jumps like 2 times as high as it normally jumps, or you may be trying to fly and then pull back, but instead of pulling back to get an angle, your car just goes upside down and crashes into the ground. Now let's go into game settings and control customization configure. As you can see, there's buttons here and here. Now I was tapping here, and that is for boosted jump. That gives you a really big jump, but no matter how many times I press it, I just don't jump at all. But sometimes when I'm pressing the jump button, I will randomly have this boosted jump, which means I might jump over the ball as it goes into my goal. And it just makes gameplay on touchscreen so inconsistent that it's almost luck based on whether you can stop something or whether your car's just going to go way too high or way too low out of nowhere. Another big issue with this game is if you've got poor connection, which if you guys watch me, you probably know I have pretty bad connection. The servers and just this game in general are horrible. One thing that's good is when you're disconnected, you will be controlled by a bot whilst you get back on. That's cool. A bad thing, though, is if you've been disconnected, but you're like still in the game playing, usually the game would just freeze, everything freezes, but you can still walk around. In this, your opponent is taken over by a bot. You might be scoring goals, but when you reconnect, you're probably like 3 goals behind and nothing makes sense. This is really irritating. It might not sound bad, but when it happens like 2 or 3 times, it's really, really irritating. And finally, just in general, because of how inconsistent this game is with touchscreen controls and the connection issues and the hidden buttons, all of this combined basically means that unless you're playing with friends on the same connection and you're all using touchscreen or you're all using controller, or if you're playing against bots, matches aren't going to be fair, and it all comes down to who has better internet connection and who has a controller. And if you don't have a controller and your connection's not stunning, or even if it's average, still it's going to be a bad time for you, and it's just not worth playing. Because the thing is, there's no such thing as casual, which is stupid. And because of that, it means that everyone's going to be tryharding. So even if you're like me and you just play it casually anyway, everyone's going to be tryharding, and it's pretty much impossible to win any matches when you get higher up. Because I did have a second account, but then I linked an account to my actual one. I think I got to gold, and as soon as you're at that point, just there's no point playing. It's not fun, and there's no point playing unless you have friends on the game as well who you can play private matches with, because it's just impossible to. Well, it's not impossible, but it's just that much harder to win that it's not fun. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I did give positives of the game. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree, if you like this game, or if you dislike the game. Because as a core game, I really like it, but there's just too many things wrong with it that I just don't find it that fun anymore unless I'm playing with friends or bots or someone else on touchscreen. And I'll see you guys in the next one.